Hey guys, what if I were to tell you that you could make a delicious chocolate cake from scratch in under an hour? Yeah! Guess what? You can, and today I'm gonna show you how. We're gonna make a chocolate almond cake. This cake is so simple and it's one of my favorites. It just uses a handful of pantry ingredients, one bowl, and it comes together really quickly. There's no oil in this cake, there's no flour in this cake. The flavor comes from melted dark chocolate and almond flour. You can dress the cake up with a little bit of whipped cream and berries or just keep it casual. It's an awesome snack cake. By the way, if you're not aware, snack cake is cake that's a snack. Brilliant! So I'm getting hungry, let's get in the kitchen. And by the way, if you like what you see here, please click that subscribe button below for more tips and recipes from my From Scratch Fast kitchen. First, let's prepare our pan. I'm using a springform pan, but you could use a regular cake pan. Spray it with cooking spray or rub it with oil if you're not as lazy as I am. Line the bottom with parchment and set that aside. For the batter, I'm going to combine eggs and sugar in my stand mixer, or you could use hand beaters. And basically, we're just going to beat the heck out of them. This is actually a really important step. You want to beat the eggs until they're lightened in color and doubled in volume. There are no other leaveners in this cake, so that's going to give it its height. Now sea salt and vanilla extract, beat those again just to incorporate. And then we're gonna get to my favorite ingredient, the chocolate. This is melted dark chocolate. You want to use a good quality chocolate. I recommend a 70% cocoa content. That's going to give you a rich, delicious flavor. Once the chocolate is fully combined, you want to scrape down the sides, and then it's time to add the last ingredient, almond flour. Now you want to whisk the almond flour before it goes into the batter because almond flour has a tendency to clump up, and we don't want any clumps in our cake. Now you guys, this batter is ready to go. Now you want to transfer it to your cake pan rather quickly because remember, the only leavening in the cake came from those beaten eggs and we don't want them to totally deflate. So just spread out the batter in an even layer and then we're gonna bake it until it's lightly puffed and smells amazing. Let the cake cool in the pan for 10 minutes. It will deflate slightly, but that is perfectly normal. Run a small offset spatula or a thin knife around the edge of the cake to release it from the pan. Oh, so pretty. At this point, I'm also going to remove the parchment from the bottom. Just be careful when doing this so that you don't break the cake. All right, now we want to let the cake cool completely, and in fact, it gets even better with age, so I often make it ahead of time. I like to dust the top of the cake with a little powdered sugar, and you can serve it just as it is for a delicious snack cake or a tea cake. Or you can dress it up with a dollop of freshly whipped cream and a few berries. Yes, please. This cake is just as fitting as an afternoon snack as it is at a fancy dinner party with friends. You can get the recipe at FromScratchFast.com. And remember, please subscribe. Thanks, guys.